Cecile Kyenge has been the Italian minister in charge of integration since the end of April. Despite that, or perhaps because of it, she made headlines around the world when she became the target of racial attacks after her appointment. The abuse came from the highest levels. The Vice President of the Senate compared her to an orangutan. She's received death threats, and bananas were thrown at her at a rally. Born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Cecile Kyenge arrived in Italy in the 80s to study medicine. She lived illegally for a year, working a variety of jobs to fund her studies. In 1994, she became a full Italian citizen.
Cecile Kyenge, dopo gli attacchi razzisti di cui
After these racist attacks, where you were the target, you are the best-known Italian minister in the world. How have you coped with all of that?
nel mondo. Come vive questo momento?
Non è facile vivere tutti I giorni di
It's not easy. Since my appointment, I've suffered racist attacks every day. I don't consider these to be attacks on me personally, but rather attacks on the institution that I represent.
alla carica che in questo momento rivesto.
At the same time, it is a major experience. This difficult part of my life is always on my mind. My life wasn't easy, but the objective I had when I was a doctor, and my objective now as a politician, is to help people.
Quello di fare del bene per gli altri.
You chose Italy because you loved the country. As a minister, have you found Italy to be more backward?
Molte delle cose che stanno avvenendo oggi non avvengono perché l'Italia è razzista.
Many things that are happening today are not due to the fact that Italy is racist, but because Italy is experiencing a time of change, which has not been supported by good policies or communication that explain the phenomenon of migration, but most of all by education based on Italian history.
Da un'istruzione con una memoria della storia italiana.
Lei ha ricevuto piena solidarietà.
You have received the full support of the government and the full support of Prime Minister Letta and President Napolitano. Did you expect anything more?
Si attendeva qualcosa di più?
Sì, è difficile rispondere.
That's a difficult question. This is the first time that Italy has had a minister from abroad. So it's the first time that Italy has faced this problem.
Questo cambiamento.
Would you have wanted the Vice President of the Senate to resign?
That's not for me to say.
Non mi compete, ma avrei voluto.
I'm not saying Minister Kyenge, but you, Cecile Kyenge, would you have liked that?
Un percorso.
I would have liked.
Come posso dire, avrei voluto.
But in the end, it was his decision. Nobody should impose that. Change starts like this. Someone takes a decision, but can reverse it.
Comincia a prendere posizione e comincia a volte anche a fare marcia indietro.
Are Italians racist?
There are some, but not everyone is racist. Otherwise, I would not have had the opportunity to live the life that I have.
Have you ever regretted taking the job of integration minister?
No, never.
Have you ever thought of leaving the government?
No. Esiste sempre qualcuno.
No, there are always people who will take things forward, but no one should be put ahead of the cause. Everything should be sacrificed for the cause, sometimes even yourself.
E a volte merita anche la negazione di se stesso.
Your appointment is very symbolic. The danger is that it remains just symbolic, because your ministry is a ministry without portfolio. Do you think that that could be an obstacle, given the limited means at your disposal?
No.
No, I think that sometimes changes can be made with few resources. Sometimes you can bring about change by working properly between ministries.
The right for children of immigrants born in Italy to have Italian nationality and decriminalising clandestine immigration are your priorities. 3 months after taking over, what have you done?
I figli che nascono
Children born to couples living in Italy for 3 to 5 years are born into the same hospitals, go to the same schools and the same sports halls as other Italian children. They've already begun a life that's different to their parents. It is a facility to access citizenship. That is the question the government is working on today. Almost 20 proposals of law have been presented at the ministerial level. My ministry has worked on simplifying the procedure to obtain nationality. Among the measures, there is the possibility to prove that you live legally in the territory, not only with a residence permit, but also with other documents, like being on a school roll, for example.
Italy is capable of great gestures of generosity, but at the same time, Italian immigration policies are often subject to strong criticism and complaints at a European level. What is Italy's true face?
Qual è il volto vero dell'Italia?
In questo periodo l'Italia
Italy, at the moment, is trying to change the face of its migration policies, thanks also to the approach that my ministry is using to deal with certain problems. The fact that we have an integration ministry is a key point for the country.
Do you think that Italy is having to deal with the influx of immigration on its own? Is the absence of a European immigration policy a problem?
The fact that Italy is alone is down to the European legislation, which says that a citizen who arrives in Italy, for example, must ask for asylum in Italy. That's why we have to change. If someone arrives in Italy, they're in the Schengen area of free movement. That's the issue we must work on, to resolve these problems with a different approach.
What kind of approach do you envisage?
Quite simply, to respect the Schengen area.
After the first 100 days of the Letta government, many people don't think it will last. The Prime Minister is confident, though. Is that a feeling shared by members of the government or not?
Yes, we share that optimism. Some thought that we would not even reach 100 days. Now we've passed 100 days, and that's an important step.
Do you look back fondly on your former life in medicine?
Yes, and this is my first chance to say hello to my patients.